I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people.
And when you see, there's no artist, let me be clear, there's no artist in this industry that's doing major numbers with these platforms that haven't sold their soul.
The entertainment world has always been filled with glitz, glamour, and, of course, scandal, but nothing could prepare fans for the bombshell feud between Jay-Z and Damon Dash that just keeps getting messier. The former business partners once ruled the music industry together as the co-founders of Roc-A-Fella Records, but now they seem to be on completely opposite sides of a war that goes deeper than anyone could have imagined. And if you thought things couldn't get any more explosive, Damon Dash just went all in, throwing his support behind Jaguar Wright, a singer who has been dropping shocking allegations about Jay-Z and his wife, Beyonce, for years.
There's no vindication for me because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Now, you've probably heard Jaguar's name before. She's been making waves across the internet for a while, calling out major players in the industry for all sorts of shady behavior. But what's really heating things up now is the fact that Damon Dash, Jay-Z's old business partner and former best friend, is standing by her side, openly backing her most outrageous claims. The tension has been brewing for a long time, and it seems like things are reaching a breaking point. So, what's really going on between these music moguls, and why is Damon Dash willing to risk everything to expose Jay-Z?
It's malicious. But maybe that was because he was a girl that didn't want you.
Oh.
Let's dive right into this tangled web of accusations, conspiracies, and betrayal. Back in the day, Jay-Z and Damon Dash were a powerhouse duo. Together, they built Roc-A-Fella Records from the ground up, pushing artists like Ye and Beanie Sigel into the limelight, and of course, skyrocketing Jay-Z into superstardom. But things started to unravel when Jay-Z began making moves behind Damon's back. One of the biggest blows to their partnership came when Jay decided to take a different path, linking up with some of the most controversial figures in the industry, including Diddy and R. Kelly, two names that have their own long, messy history.
All appears calm and normal until Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister, lunges at her brother-in-law.
This wasn't just about business deals gone wrong. For Damon Dash, it was personal, and it all seems to circle back to one person. Aaliyah. Damon Dash had been in a relationship with Aaliyah before her tragic passing, and rumors have long circulated that Jay-Z, too, was vying for her affection. Aaliyah's rejection of Jay's advances, combined with her deep connection to Damon, allegedly sparked a rift between the two men. Over the years, conspiracy theories have brewed, suggesting that Jay-Z's jealousy may have played a role in what happened to her, fueling whispers about his involvement in her untimely end. Damon himself hasn't been shy about hinting that Jay-Z was up to no good when it came to Aaliyah, and now that he's backing Jaguar Wright's claims, the stakes are even higher.
She was drunk. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep.
Jaguar's accusations go far beyond simple business disputes. In her now infamous interview with Piers Morgan, she unleashed a torrent of allegations that have left fans and industry insiders reeling. According to Jaguar, Jay-Z and Beyonce have been involved in some seriously disturbing behavior behind the scenes. She claimed that they aren't just sending cease and desist letters to stop her from talking. They're hiding much darker secrets. Jaguar even went as far as to say that there are bodies hidden in their home, along with more terrifying allegations that we'll get into later.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The main reason Jaguar Wright's claims are being taken so seriously now is that Damon Dash has stepped into the fray. For years, people have brushed off Jaguar as a conspiracy theorist, but when someone like Damon, who was once incredibly close to Jay-Z, starts nodding along, it becomes a lot harder to ignore.
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now.
Damon Dash has been on the receiving end of what he describes as Jay-Z's ruthless tactics before. He recently opened up about how Jay and his legal team, led by lawyer Alex Shapiro, sabotaged his attempt to sell his shares in Roc-A-Fella. According to Damon, Jay-Z didn't bother with a cease and desist back then. He went straight to court, which makes the current situation with Jaguar all the more suspicious. Why, Damon asks, hasn't Jay-Z sued Jaguar if what she's saying is all lies? It's a valid question, and one that has left fans wondering, does Jaguar have the receipts to back up her claims? And is that why Jay-Z is playing it safe, trying to keep things quiet with legal threats instead of a lawsuit?
And then they brought Rich Harrison in, and you know, kind of think it's crazy right now. She liked posing with him in pictures for Page 6. Aaliyah didn't.
Damon Dash isn't pulling any punches. In interviews, he's made it clear that he believes Jaguar Wright is telling the truth, at least in part. He's even suggested that Jay-Z's current strategy is to manipulate the media to keep himself and Beyonce looking squeaky clean while tearing down anyone who dares to speak out against them. Damon specifically called out platforms like TMZ and The Breakfast Club, accusing them of being complicit in shaping a narrative that favors Jay and Beyonce. According to him, Jay-Z has been paying off these media outlets to push a certain agenda, all while discrediting his enemies. And Jaguar, well, according to Damon, she's just the latest victim of this media manipulation. She's been labeled as unstable, crazy, and desperate for attention. All tactics, Damon says, to discredit her and keep her claims from being taken seriously. But here's the thing, Jaguar isn't backing down, and neither is Damon. In fact, Damon has hinted that Jaguar's bravery is inspiring him to speak out even more, revealing details he's been sitting on for years. Now, let's circle back to one of the most controversial allegations. Aaliyah, Jaguar Wright has gone on record claiming that Jay-Z was directly involved in Aaliyah's untimely departure from the scene. According to Jaguar, Jay-Z was furious when Aaliyah rejected him in favor of Damon Dash, and this led him to team up with E.R. Kelly in a sinister plot to remove her from the picture. It's a shocking claim, one that has sent the internet into frenzy, with fans of Aaliyah demanding answers.
Best of both worlds. Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this shit.
Nobody talks about that project.
That nigga swept that smooth under the rug.
Why?
Jaguar didn't stop there. She's alleged that Jay-Z wasn't just an observer in the situation. He was actively involved in orchestrating events that led to Aaliyah's tragic end. In her words, Aaliyah was moved out of the way, so that Beyonce could step into the spotlight, securing her place as one of the most powerful women in the music industry. This kind of theory isn't new, but hearing it from someone who worked closely with these figures adds a whole new layer of credibility to the rumors.
But after that major documentary comes out on Diddy, then you're going to start to hear more and more about Jay-Z and his nefarious past.
Damon Dash hasn't outright confirmed these specific allegations, but he's made it clear that he believes Jay-Z has a lot to answer for when it comes to Aaliyah. And with Jaguar Wright continuing to push this narrative, it's no wonder Jay-Z and Beyonce are scrambling to shut her down. The cease and desist letters are just the beginning. If Jaguar really has the evidence to back up her claims, this could blow the lid off of one of the biggest cover-ups in entertainment history. But let's not forget, it's not just about Aaliyah. Jaguar Wright has accused Jay-Z and Beyonce of doing far worse behind closed doors. She's gone on record saying that the power couple has been involved in some deeply disturbing activities involving unsuspecting victims. According to Jaguar, Jay-Z and Beyonce allegedly invite these individuals into their home under false pretenses, where unspeakable things happen. Jaguar has hinted that there are people out there, victims, who are ready to testify about what really goes on behind the Carter's mansion doors.
I've had clients describe NBC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
Damon Dash has also backed up Jaguar's claims that Jay-Z and Beyonce are using their power and influence to control the media narrative. He's pointed to specific instances where stories that paint the couple in a bad light have been mysteriously buried, while positive press continues to flow freely. Take TMZ, for example, a platform Damon claims Jay-Z has in his pocket. Damon has accused TMZ of being one of the key outlets responsible for pushing the narrative that Jaguar Wright is mentally unstable, all while giving Jay-Z and Beyonce glowing coverage.
This has to be a 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous, and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility.
The same goes for The Breakfast Club, where Charlamagne the God has been notably silent on these allegations, refusing to ask tough questions or dive deeper into the rumors swirling around Jay-Z. Damon Dash has called out Charlamagne directly, accusing him of playing along with the media manipulation and failing to hold powerful figures accountable. So why would Jay-Z go to such lengths to keep Jaguar Wright quiet? According to Damon Dash, it's because she knows too much. Jaguar has made it clear that she has receipts, evidence that could potentially expose Jay, evidence that could potentially expose Jay-Z and Beyonce for who they really are behind the scenes. And while Jay-Z's legal team has been working overtime to silence her, it seems like the truth is starting to bubble to the surface.
This is what I look for. When I see a success, I'm looking for anything
To say that they didn't do it on their own?
Yeah.
But it's not just the media manipulation that has people talking. Jaguar Wright's allegations about what happens behind closed doors at the Carter residence are enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. She's claimed that individuals have been brought into their home under suspicious circumstances, only to be subjected to unimaginable things. Jaguar even suggested that these events are part of a larger, more sinister pattern involving other powerful figures in the entertainment industry.
Oh, Mr. Diddy, aka Mr. Love. Now, Dr.
No, Sean Carter.
Jay. Okay.
And this is where things get even more interesting. Jaguar has hinted that she's not the only one who knows about these dark secrets. In fact, she suggested that Sean Diddy Combs is another key player in this web of scandal. According to Jaguar, Diddy has been protecting Jay-Z for years, helping to keep these secrets buried. But with Diddy now facing his own legal battles, there's speculation that he might be forced to spill the beans to save himself.
You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter.
Damon Dash, too, seems to believe that Diddy holds the key to unlocking even more secrets about Jay-Z. In interviews, Damon has hinted that Diddy has dirt on Jay-Z that could potentially blow the whole situation wide open. The two men have been connected for years, and with Diddy's back against the wall, there's a growing sense that he might just start talking. As the tension between Damon Dash and Jay-Z continues to escalate, fans are left wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. Is Jaguar Wright telling the truth? And if so, how far does this conspiracy go? With Damon Dash backing her claims, it's becoming harder and harder to dismiss these allegations as mere rumors. The feud between Damon and Jay-Z has been brewing for decades, but this latest chapter is taking things to a whole new level. As more details come to light, it's clear that this isn't just about old business grudges or personal disagreements. There's something much darker at play here, and it seems like the entertainment industry is on the verge of a major reckoning.
There has been some updates in the Diddy $100 million default judgment that we reported on earlier this week.
But this is just the beginning. As the allegations continue to swirl, one name keeps popping up over and over again: Diddy. What does he know? And could his upcoming legal troubles force him to reveal even more secrets about Jay-Z and Beyonce? And that, our friends, is where things start to get really messy.
Took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
For years, rumors have circulated about Diddy's involvement in some of the more questionable aspects of the entertainment industry. But what's really shocking is how deeply he's tied to Jay-Z. As Jaguar Wright continues to unravel her explosive claims, all eyes are now turning toward Diddy. If there's one thing we've learned about the entertainment world, it's that where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And with both Diddy and Jay-Z being mentioned in the same breath, it's safe to say this web of scandal stretches far beyond just a personal feud.
Celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
That's beautiful.
Like real people.
Yeah.
So how is Diddy connected to all this? Well, according to Jaguar, he's not just an innocent bystander. She claims that Diddy has been part of the same dark underworld as Jay-Z, covering for him while also running his own questionable dealings. Some even believe that Diddy has been protecting Jay-Z for years, making sure the most damaging secrets stay hidden. But with the pressure mounting and Diddy himself now facing legal trouble, it looks like he might not be able to keep quiet for much longer. And let's be honest, when push comes to shove, do you really think Diddy is going to take the fall for Jay-Z? Not likely. There's already speculation that if Diddy's legal situation gets worse, he might be forced to start talking. And if that happens, Jay-Z could be in a lot more trouble than anyone ever imagined. According to Jaguar, Diddy's got dirt on Jay-Z, Beyonce, and other high-profile figures in the industry, information that could not only end careers, but also destroy reputations forever. If Diddy decides to reveal what he knows to save himself, we're looking at a scandal of epic proportions. But let's rewind a little and take a closer look at just how deep Diddy's ties to this scandal go.
A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years.
Jaguar Wright has long been vocal about Diddy's alleged role in some of the entertainment industry's darkest secrets. According to her, Diddy isn't just connected to Jay-Z on a professional level. They're part of the same group of powerful insiders who pull the strings behind the scenes. Over the years, there have been whispers about Diddy's infamous parties, gatherings where some of the industry's most influential people come together for what can only be described as questionable behavior. Jaguar claims that these parties are where many of the shocking things she's spoken about actually take place, with Diddy and Jay-Z both being involved in covering it all up.
It was the ultimate high society scandal. The beatdown of one of New York's most famous bad boy rappers by a woman.
Now, for those who aren't familiar, Diddy's parties have been the stuff of legend in Hollywood for years. But the more Jaguar reveals, the less glamorous these events seem. According to her, these gatherings weren't just about music and celebration. They were places where powerful people would engage in behaviors that they would never want the public to know about. The atmosphere at these parties allegedly created a dangerous environment for young and impressionable artists who were trying to make it in the industry. Jaguar's descriptions paint a chilling picture of exploitation, manipulation, and fear.
Ain't nobody around to tell them what to do, and they just get to act a fool. Free Beyonce. She a prisoner.
In fact, Jaguar has gone so far as to suggest that Diddy and Jay-Z used these parties as a way to keep control over other people in the industry. By inviting them into this world, they would hold leverage over anyone who witnessed or participated in these activities. It's a classic case of, if you know too much, you're trapped. And if you think about it, this theory fits perfectly into the larger narrative that Jaguar and Damon Dash have been pushing. Jay-Z and Diddy are part of a bigger system of control where the most powerful people in entertainment use their influence to manipulate others and cover their tracks.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time.
Damon Dash has hinted at this as well, although he's been a little more cautious with his words. Still, it's clear that Damon believes there's more going on behind the scenes than we've been told. In recent interviews, he's made cryptic references to how certain people in the industry have been able to maintain their power for so long. Without directly naming names, Damon has implied that there's a group of untouchable figures who have been able to avoid accountability because they control the narrative. And Diddy, along with Jay-Z, is at the center of it all. But what happens if this control starts to slip as Jaguar continues to speak out? And as more people begin to pay attention to her claims, the carefully crafted image of these entertainment moguls could start to crack. Jaguar has already claimed that she knows of several victims who are willing to testify against Jay-Z, Beyonce, and others. And if that's true, the floodgates could open wide. We could be looking at one of the biggest scandals in entertainment history.
You can be in love with someone. You can love someone and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're gonna have complications.
Now, let's take a step back and think about what this all means. If Jaguar Wright is telling the truth, and if Damon Dash is right to support her, then we're talking about a level of corruption and manipulation in the entertainment industry that most people can't even begin to imagine. These aren't just petty feuds or business disagreements. This is a story about how a select group of powerful figures have used their influence to control the narrative, silence their enemies, and cover up some of the most disturbing secrets the industry has ever seen. And it doesn't stop with Jay-Z and Diddy. According to Jaguar, there are others involved as well. Other high-profile figures who have managed to stay out of the spotlight by keeping their connections to Jay-Z and Diddy hidden. As more details come to light, it's becoming increasingly clear that this isn't just a feud between a few individuals. It's a systemic problem that stretches across the entire entertainment industry. One of the most shocking parts of Jaguar's story is the idea that Jay-Z and Beyonce are connected to powerful politicians and influential people outside of the music world. Over the years, Jay-Z has carefully cultivated an image as a philanthropist and political activist, working alongside major political figures and supporting various social justice causes. But according to Jaguar, this public persona is nothing more than a facade, one that Jay-Z uses to hide his deeper connections to some of the most powerful people in the world. Jaguar has hinted that Jay-Z's connections to politicians and other influential figures go far beyond what the public sees. In fact, she suggested that these relationships have allowed him to avoid consequences for his actions, using his influence to keep any negative stories from gaining traction. And if this is true, it raises some serious questions about how much power Jay-Z really has and just how far his reach extends.
I still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
Damon Dash has also hinted at this in his own interviews. He's made it clear that he believes Jay-Z's political connections have played a significant role in helping him maintain his position of power in the industry. But with more people like Jaguar speaking out, those connections might not be enough to protect him anymore. This brings us to one of the most controversial theories surrounding Jay-Z and Beyonce, their alleged ties to the Illuminati. Now, the idea that Jay-Z and Beyonce are part of a secret society isn't new. It's been floating around for years, with conspiracy theorists pointing to everything from their music videos to their hand gestures as evidence of their involvement. But according to Jaguar, there's more to this theory than just internet rumors. Jaguar has suggested that Jay-Z and Beyonce are deeply embedded in a secret society that controls not only the entertainment industry, but also has influence over global events. She's pointed to their connections to powerful politicians, their involvement in high-level business deals, and their ability to avoid negative press as proof that they're part of something much bigger than just the music world. And if that's true, it would explain a lot about how they've been able to stay at the top for so long.
They're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed.
Of course, the Illuminati theory is one of the most outlandish parts of this whole story, but it's also one of the most fascinating. Whether you believe in it or not, there's no denying that the idea of Jay-Z and Beyonce being part of a secret society adds an extra layer of intrigue to the already messy web of scandals and allegations. And if Jaguar is right, we could be looking at a story that goes far beyond just the music industry. It could be about a global conspiracy that's been hiding in plain sight all along. But what about the people who have tried to expose these secrets? According to Jaguar, anyone who's tried to speak out against Jay-Z, Beyonce, or Diddy has been systematically discredited, silenced, or worse. She's pointed to the way the media has treated her as a prime example, but she's not the only one. Over the years, there have been other artists, insiders, and even journalists who have tried to shine a light on the darker side of the entertainment industry, only to be shut down or labeled as crazy. Damon Dash has spoken about this too. He's admitted that he's been afraid to speak out fully because he knows how the industry works. Anyone who goes against the most powerful figures is labeled as bitter or unstable, and their career is effectively over. But now, with Jaguar leading the charge and more people starting to listen, it seems like the tide might finally be turning.